Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody nobody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Welcome inside of the booth, everybody. It is playoff season here at the end of November, the start of December. Playoff season is among us. Clutch Key alongside Divining with you here as we take the number 26 versus the number 39 seeded teams. Alfred State College Pioneers out of New York taking on the Newberry College Wolves of South Carolina. Winner to take on the number 7 Stevenson Mustangs or the number 58 Army West Point Gold team. But either way, it is playoff time. One loss and you are out. And so playoffs can change everything. We know this for a fact, but between these two teams, very close in rank, mind you, 26 and 39, we could be in for a good one here.
I think we could be in for a very good one here. Like I likely mentioned, the threshold to make it to playoffs, to even make it to this point after the Swiss stage, was to be at least 3-3, and both these teams were pretty close to not making that threshold. Newberry were at that 3-3 exactly, while Alfred State was at 4-2. But when I was looking at their schedule, I noticed they had a fairly light Swiss stage. I think it treated them pretty kindly. Their best team that they ended up playing was probably Ohio Northern, who go into the playoffs as the number 11 seed. Other than that, they had a lot of really winnable games. So I'm really excited to take a look at this Alfred State team and see if they're able to live up to that 4-2 ranking. And meanwhile, Newberry as 3-3, as one of the lower seeds overall in the playoffs. I'm sure they are really looking to establish themselves as a threat, because at this point, it doesn't really matter what got you here, even though we've been talking about it. What matters is that you're here now. You've got a seat at the table, and you've got a chance in the bracket.
Yeah, 3-3. I mean, one of them was a forfeit, though. But I mean, if you needed to be 3-3, this would be the bare minimum to do it. They would get swept against Bethel back in week number 4, and then would get swept as their last game of the regular season against Keene. So not as much momentum as Alfred State has going into this. But we now go into the playoffs here with our first game, and it is going to be Lijiang Tower with the first map. A lower seed, by the way, is the one that bans the map. So it would be, lower seed bans. So Newberry did ban out Nepal, but Alfred State with the pick. They picked Lijiang Tower. So here we go, and Control Center being the very first map.
Yeah, we got a bit of an interesting situation for both teams. How much are they going to stick with what has become the meta in recent weeks, the Roadhog-based compositions? We're going to be seeing that, or teams going to be going back to what is more comfortable for them personally. Seems like Newberry is going to be doing just that, as we have a bit of weak coming out from Nemesis.
Sigma's also in there as well, but for Newberry, that's going to work out in their favor. They've already got 2 simultaneous kills onto two teams of Alfred State right now. They are just running them down. That's probably one of the quickest fights I will see in Lijiang Tower alone, let alone it be Control Center. But when the Junkrat spans, it works out. 3 seconds left. They're just going to push them all the way to the door, and it's going to be first flip for the Wolves.
First flip indeed. I think Snapner was not expecting the Junkrat there. Jumped in and then just got immediately blown up by all the burst damage that Newberry has in this current comp.
Oh, here we go. Now Psychic with the railgun kill on to Avery for right now. So that's going to allow Alfred State to push in for right now. Do they have enough to push them all the way back, though? They have it about halfway to a flip, trying to get it back. But they do now get the stall here as Depresses goes right onto Psychic and gets the trade-off. And that's going to allow Avery to push right back on in, get a few shots off. Nemesis has the Rip Tire ready to go. Might not even need it as the Snapnir does go down. And now this Lucio, the only one left to go on this point to try to help out anything. And it's Newberry that flips it right back.
It is important that Alfred State was able to take the point, though. We could be looking at 30+ percentage points for Newberry, but Alfred State managed to just steal away 14% of that for themselves. Newberry, though, what's really important is they were able to win that fight without using any ultimates at all, which means everything, including this Riptire, is available.
Riptire comes out. Nemesis playing sneaky boy and comes out with a double kill plus another one onto Snafnir, and look how far they are pushed up. This is a game of touching the spawn doors. They won't touch it, unfortunately, for right now, but on control point, that's pretty good.
It's incredibly good, and Newberry still one ult, one kill. That is the ideal way to play Overwatch, because now you have your other 4 ultimates available, including that Gravitic Flux that the Pressus puts out right now.
Well, the Gravitic Flux finds nothing except a little bit of damage onto Cuticle. That was all the way back. A lot of ultimates being used, including simultaneous Kitsune rushes along with the Sound Barrier. Simsik also has a Sound Barrier ready to go as well, or Su-12, but are they going to decide to use it here? Does Alfred State feel confident enough to win this without the Sound Barrier needing? And they are pushing them all the way back, which means they can probably save this. They get rid of Omni on the Cuticle for right now. Oh, but Barbarito still going down just a little bit. Avery decides to pop the overclock, see if they can find anything with it. There's Reaper in close quarters. Avery just going down to half here. And now just trying to find a fight. Alfred State able to flip that back in the meanwhile, and now the Reaper able to push right in here. And this is a lot of trouble to get Avery down, though, but it's still working out inside of Alfred State's favor.
It's looking pretty even on both sides, though. We go back and forth. The spawn advantages are going to be pretty equal for both sides. Alfred State, though, I was going to say they had a good advantage because of the beat, but C12 goes down, and this should be Newberry cleaning up the scraps.
Yeah, Newberry just cleans up house here. They aren't able to flip it back, and this Reaper's holding on, but Reaper finds a way. It does get away from right now. Switches on over to the Reinhardt, by the way. Snafnir changing on over. And now the Gravitic Flux is up. That's 2 people upstairs. Will it find anything? It will. Snafnir does go down by the hands of the Gravitic Flux, plus a little bit more from the Pressus. This could be final fight territory here as Avery finds a way to sneak on C12. And again, another fight without a Sound Barrier.
Pretty impressive stagger job from Alfred State. Got about 20 extra percentage points, but are they prepared for another Riptire? The protection Suzu is used, and Snafnir is taken out. Now you have to try and touch without a Reinhardt.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to touch, though. No one's on the point. No one overtime clock. And Nemesis just denies them any entry possible. It's a 159% for Newberry. What an impressive thing. But for Alfred State, again, holding on to a few ultimates there that Lucio just couldn't pop the Sound Barrier because they were dying way too early.
That was such an impressive gambit there from Newberry, and it pays off incredibly well. The Junkrat has not been used very much, even though my friend Septilence would probably be going crazy if he was watching this game. Loves the Junkrat, but it's not seen as synergistic with the current meta composition. Reaper is seen as kind of being the main character you'd want to play with the Kiriko because he gets so buffed when that Kitsune rush is available, but Newberry is clearly saying, hey, we don't need a meta, we know what works for us. So it's going to be a Far Mercy comp coming out here on Gardens.
Oh, here we go. I mean, the pharmacy, like you were saying, out here, and I mean, it's a staple pick on this map. No, I mean, we've seen a lot of pharmacies, even in quick play in all the competitive games. I mean, it mostly works out unless you can take them down very early, but if Nemesis is the one on it, being very explosive on that Junkrat, explosive now on the Pharah. They've got 2 kills already on the side of Newberry, and now the Press is just going to walk right into this team and just going to force them all the way back. It's looking like another flip here for Newberry, although the point is unlocked. They have opted not to go for it just yet, but now they will, and it'll be Newberry that gets the start.
And immediately, you see the swap there from Psychic, from the Sojourn off to the Soldier 76 is going to allow to give Alfred State a little bit more consistent damage onto that Pharah. You could really only hope for a railgun shot otherwise. Snafnir also goes on to the Diva, gonna try and get up and block some of those rockets.
Well, let's see if it can, because Nemesis right now has the rocket barrage. We need to protect a lot of rockets for that to happen. Gets the knockoff, doesn't find anybody. Oh, it looked close for that Lucio just for a little while. But Snafnir finds a way to take down the Presses. That's a lot. That's big because that's your tank down. The rocket barrage maybe to counter that a little bit. Finds absolutely nothing out of it. Does get the knockback, but the Kiko stays up still. But it's still 2 kills to 1 in trade. And Alfred State able to find a way to pull through with this. They should have the point unless this Tracer decides, or Tracer is able to stall out the rest of the team. They will not. And it's Alfred State that gets the point back.
I will say Alfred State have been losing overall in this.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Snapneer barely manages to get. Did you see the way that the Diva was just flying around in the pit? Like, I don't know how to get out.
It was just a panic.
Manages to do it. And Alfred State, not down a tank player, is going to have all 5 ultimates available in the next couple of seconds. They're in a position of power.
Let's see if they decide to use any of that at all. Right now, Kitsune Rush is probably going to get traded out here. Whole Hog as well, but they decide not to use it. Now they decide to use the Whole Hog plus the Kitsune Rush, a very powerful move. However, the Death Blossom in your back line is just going to destroy everything. Bob Burrito at 3, and Alfred State wipes them off the map.
I was talking earlier about how Reaper is considered to be so strong when paired with the Kirika, and we saw it right there. Death Blossom already a very threatening ultimate. When you buff the movement speed and the fire rate, it is almost impossible to do anything about. And now Newberry has finally decided to scum to the meta. They go back to what is pretty much the meta right now, but we do see the Zarya from Depressos has been nerfed recently, so we haven't been seeing her as much, but still very strong.
Well, they're going to dive right into this, and now the Diva's already out of mech. Psychic having the tactical visor available to them. Sound Barrier is going to be used for Alfred State, catching everybody, and that forces back Newberry just a little bit. Now the tactical visor is out, pushing them all the way back with Nemesis and Psychic before they can do any much more damage. Again, Snapneer out of mech with no bomb available either, so now it's going to be a Death Blossom for Nemesis, which is so free for it, and it's going to be Newberry holding on and flipping it right back to them.
Yeah, beautifully done there from Newberry. With, again, they use the beat for aggression, and that allows Nemesis to go in and use the Death Blossom. And you actually force a lot of ultimates out of Alfred State. You saw the beat come out from the other side as well, and when you use your beat and you end up losing the fight anyways, that is not a very good sign. Ooh. And there is one of those railgun shots from Avery that shows why Sojourn is so deadly. Look at all this space Newberry get to take as a result.
Yeah, Newberry's just pushing right up into the door. That may as well be spawn doors in this map because you're just pushing them all the way up to that gate area. But 66%, Newberry having that overclock ready to go if they choose to. Can't find a headshot onto the character that would take that amount of damage, but still finds a way to push them back just a little bit, going all the way to the side room. And now they've got the Kitsune Rush out. That's going to come out from both sides. The Graviton Surge also out on the side of the wall, only catching the tank for right now. Is it going to be enough? It might not be when Psychic's at your door. Taking down Nemesis, but the overclock counters that right back. Avery needs to find more with this, trying to trade that out because Bob Burrito's in there getting all the kills that they want. Avery falls off the map, jumps over the wall, and falls on the wrong side of the wall. So Avery now no longer a threat here for the side of Alfred State, needing to win this fight to keep their map hopes and this map alone alive here. They've got the Zarya on the run, but there's somebody contesting the point still. And I have no idea who this is, but they back off for right now. They get the press this off, and now both of the tanks are gone in the final fight.
Oh, this is really tough. Alfred State swapped it back over, but they are down players. Bob Burrito has really got to pull something off with this Death Blossom in order to get a couple of picks.
Oh, but he won't get the Death Blossom off at all. So the Sound Barrier comes in late, and that Death Blossom doesn't come off at all. Alfred State starting on the back end. Psychic having to use the Tactical Visor to pull off some kind of miracle here. Has to get at least 2, maybe. But gets all night talk already, gets stunned down, depresses onto the Roadhog now, switches on over, and Psychic does go down. Both teams at 99. Final fight territory underway. Death Blossom is out. Nemesis again, unleashed with the Diva out of mech. It will flip back to them. Wow. The overtime clock will start to bleed, and Newberry finds a way to flip it back and completes the 2-0 win on Lijiang Tower.
And I'll say immediately, for those of you who aren't quite as new into spectating Overwatch, when we reach an end of a game, and the losing team still has ults check marks on their side of the screen, that's a bad sign. That was a missed opportunity there for Bob Burrito to potentially take out a couple members of Newberry and stop that final advance, but instead it's the opposing number, Nemesis, who puts the killing blow onto Alfred State. Very close game on Lijiang. I don't want to get it wrong here, but Newberry seemed to have the upper hand. They wanted to play a lot of different comps, right? They tried to play them. They played the meta a little bit. They also played stuff that was a bit off meta. I think it forced Alfred State kind of on the back foot early on in this map, and they had trouble getting back on their own 2 feet.
Yeah, and 159% to 199%, both going in Newberry for Control Center and Gardens. And look, I thought you were saying, right, all the check marks on the ultimates. Newberry, I thought, or Alfred State rather, had a shot at coming back and keeping that point. Unfortunately, just missed opportunities and holding on to that for a little too long. And I mean, that might be the story of the game there for the side of Alfred State, because again, go all the way back to first point, you had that Lucio hold on to that sound barrier for quite a long time. I don't think I saw. I mean, I may have seen one, but maybe not two sound barriers that they could have won off of. But anyways, so just a good game from Newberry overall, Lijiang Tower. So that means playoff mode. It's not like the regular season here back in ECAC where the map set is already there. It's going to be now where the loser side picks maps. So it will be Alfred State coming in. Now they do have, I mean, we know basically what the meta is going to be, but Alfred State rolling on that. So if we're going to pick the next map, what do you think that would be?
Yeah, I mean, Alfred State of the two seem to be the team that is more locked into the meta. I think they got forced off of it by Newberry's For Mercy comp, but they seem to want to play the Winston-based variant of the current meta composition. So then when it comes to hybrid maps that come up next, obviously Kings Row pops up. Kings Row can work for just about anything, and it's what everyone always feels the most comfortable on, so I wouldn't be shocked to see it. I could also potentially see, like, Eichenwald, maybe? No, yeah, I think Eichenwald would maybe move a little bit too much towards the Pharmercy comps. I think they might be playing a little bit too much in the Newberry's hands.
Yeah, that would be Nemesis. You would just be walking right into Nemesis and then Rocket Barrage, and you'd have to switch, but you've already lost a lot of time in that case as well. But again, hybrid coming up. So Eichenwald, Hollywood, Kings Row, Midtown, and Paraíso all inside of this pool. So I mean, like we said, Kings Row probably the most probable cause. Although watching contenders a little bit. I mean, I was watching contenders before this. I believe it was Pirates in Pajamas against High Five. They took the map in 33 seconds, or rather they took first point in 33 seconds. So it's a little bit of a rush comp. When it comes to this meta, it's a lot of rushes, and when it works, it works well. So I mean, if you're Alfred State right now, that's what you're hoping for if you decide to pick that map. But we will see what they pick here in a little while, and we'll
play the rush comp and you try and deny the sight lines from the other comp, right? Because if you want to keep on playing that For Mercy or try and go for something a little more long range, like Newberry seems to be more willing to do, Kings Row is going to be the kind of map that really denies that for you and makes it a lot harder because of those like 90-degree corners and tight hallways that you have to push through on Kings Row. Makes it a lot more difficult to get consistent value on that Sojourn. And if Newberry is more of a close-range brawl team, like I suspect they might be, Alfred State, like I suspect they might be off that first map, that might just play more naturally into their strengths.
Yeah, so, and one of the bans, by the way, Hollywood was banned, so we won't be seeing Hollywood at all. We will see what these teams pick here. I believe the side of Alfred State does have the pick here, and it looks like the map that is going to be played here is Eichenwald. So Eichenwald will be the pick here for Alfred State, as we will see here up in the coming moments here, and there's going to be a sub, which we'll talk about in a little while as well. But yeah, Eichenwald going to be the map pick here.
I like the pick in terms of the fact that it's something that I haven't seen in a little bit. It's been a little while since I've seen teams play Eichenwald in a collegiate setting like this. I'm just wondering why. I feel like this isn't the hybrid map that plays the best into the meta composition. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities for Newberry to get creative. Like I said, For Mercy, obviously, but you could also play like a longer range character like an Ash, or to try and take advantage of those dynamites, or you could try and play a Roadhog composition that tries to hook people as they poke their heads around a corner. Even though that is kind of the current meta, I think there is a lot. I think Alfred State better feel confident in their own personal plan for this map, because I think you've opened up a lot of doors here for Newberry to put the pain on.
Well, Alfred State's starting off on the attacking side, so we'll get to see what they pull on. Meanwhile, defensive side for Newberry, long sight lines, but again, Mr. Septilence, if you were watching it all, hey, Junkrat back on the game, in the game plan for Newberry here. So not the Pharmacy we were thinking that could be out, but instead Nemesis deciding to go for the, I guess you could say a little bit more explosive character in Junkrat. But yeah, so the Junkrat getting pulled out here, and you also have an Ana coming out from All Night Taco as well.
Yeah. It's actually really interesting. Alfred State, of course, you mentioned the swap. It is Arctics coming in on support instead of C5, and what we see immediately from Alfred State as a response is sort of a double flex support comp, the Ana Kiriko. So we're going to be seeing potentially double flex support. Maybe C12 was kind of the Lucio specialist for this Alfred State squad. And after a quick shot on Widowmaker, Bob Burrito is going to swap over to the Genji. So I see a Nanoblade combo potentially for Alfred State.
Yeah, plus the bubble protecting Barbarito for a little while as well if they go in. Wow, that'd be big. But it's a trapped Snafnir that just cannot escape. A good trap by the Junkrat of Nemesis, who's already 30% on the way to an ultimate here that Kiriko might go because the protection Suzu is gone, although is able to escape with their lives. R9 Taco finds a way to take down Blixer in the meanwhile. So, I mean, they've got him pushed all the way up, but Alfred State just can't find an answer for this first fight.
Snafnir swaps onto the Orisa now. It's a really interesting pick to potentially counter Roadhog. If you can use your Fortify right as the hook comes in, you can nullify it entirely. I just wonder why you don't go Roadhog yourself at this point after seeing Depressus. All you really need is to hit one hook and finish off the kill, and you're in a pretty good spot.
Let's see if they can even find a way to push in, because right now this Junkrat's giving them all sorts of problem. Already at 90% to an ultimate. Avery already 90% to an overclock at the same time. Meanwhile, Alfred State 40% differential on the DPS side. Barbarito able to find a kill onto Nemesis though, so no Riptire going to be used for this fight at all. The Kitsune Rush used to enter, and here we go. If you're the Pioneers, you're looking good with 3 kills on the board already, make it a 4th, and it's going to be Newberry backing all the way up. Alfred State finds the answer.
Great job there from the support line of Alfred State, keeping their tanks and DPS alive just long enough to get those support ultimates available, and it ended up being everything that they needed to get themselves the first point in pretty decent time. And of course, you do have that Nano Blade ready. And when you look at Newberry's composition, you have that double flex support. What you don't have is a really good support ultimate to deal with that Nano Blade. You really just have to get around the protection Suzu and the sleep dart.
Well, there's the whole hog, there's the Kitsune Rush, and there goes the lives of Alfred State. Depressus is going to find a 3rd. That's going to be a team kill. Kitsune Rush plus whole hog, overpowered, I swear.
It's called the meat grinder for a reason. It just destroys people. Yeah, so,
Wait a minute.
Nemesis taking an off angle.
Oh, boy.
And again, there is no good support ult here in response.
Here we go. There it is. Yep, another double kill. And the Kiriko can't throw down the Suzu in time anyways. Nemesis is going to be caught in the backline, but they are keeping Nemesis up at all costs here and falls so low, but gets nano boosted at the same time as well. And so Nemesis will stay alive, and Newberry's going to force them all the way back.
Ooh, this is actually looking pretty
boy.
scary now for Alfred State. They have been forced all the way back into spawn, and all of the angles, all of the sight lines currently belong to Newberry. That makes Nemesis a threat. That makes Depressus a threat. That makes Avery a massive threat with his overclock ready. But again, Alfred State, they've been holding on to this Nano Blade for a while now. When are they going to let it go?
Well, no defensive ults to go against this. They have Avery just waiting here and just sitting in the back line. There's a nano boost, and it's going to be Barbarito, but doesn't pull out the blade just yet. Now decides to pull out the blade just a little bit delayed here. And in the meantime, 2 other players are already dead, so this blade might go all for nothing when Nemesis is right there in your face, and the nano boost doesn't last any longer. So right now, with Alfred State throwing out the nano blade, throwing out the kitchen sink, in the meantime, no answer still underneath the archway.
It was just such an awkward nano, because Barbarito was way over to the side trying to deal with a flanking Sojourn. There was really no one that the Genji could immediately attack because the Sojourn could just slide away. So it was forced to sort of waste half the nano, making his way over to the main fight and trying to get advantage off of that. It just didn't work. And all of that time building up to the Nano Blade, unfortunately, goes for naught as Barbarito swaps to the Soldier.
All right, here comes the whole hog, the meat grinder, like you were saying, out once again with the Kitsune Rush, and this Snafnir just has no hope to live in that situation. Great hook from the top rope there from Depressus, who's able to take down Arctics, and yet again, doesn't need the ultimate, doesn't need the Riptire or the Nano Boost. It's again Newberry that's going to come out with a victory with 2 minutes left on the clock.
Where is Nemesis? There you are. This Junkrat has loved the flank tires, and here he comes over the top.
Oh, it gets, okay, well, it only gets one this time, which is half of what he normally gets. But anyways, Nemesis does get the kill, and now Nemesis goes over the top rope again to get 2 more. Nemesis just been impressive all game long in this Junkrat. I don't think, maybe he has died once or twice this game, but not really at all.
Yeah, it's been tough. Okay, I think that was maybe a little too ambitious. It's a caster curse, but Nemesis was just literally standing right there. Like, all Snapnir had to do was look 90 degrees to his left, and there he was. Like, get a little more creative. It's not gonna be that easy, but still, we are back down to what has been the norm for the last couple of minutes. Alfred State fighting to just get out of spawn, but they do have all 5 ults up once again. If they're gonna do it, it's gonna be now.
Well, they have the Terra Surge, like you were saying, available here. If we'll see if Snapnir wants to push right in and use it. Kitsune Rush is there to try to find anything that they want. They have Avery in the backline using this overclock, and Nemesis does take down Psychic, but it's going to be a 4-for-1 train, and it's looking like Alfred State finally has their push outside of the arch. But with 40 seconds left, they're going to run into overtime here before they can even try to cap point 2.
Yeah, the silver lining here, Alfred State uses 2 ults, but so does Newberry. So both teams are going to be sitting on 3 ults total going into this next fight. But the Kitsune Rush from Omni is up. That is going to be a oh, Barbarito's so incredibly low. It manages to get away. But again, the Kitsune Rush from Omni might be the nail in the coffin here.
Well, yeah, there it is. The meat grinder's out. Depressus is melting every single health bar away. That's 3 for Depressus, and Nemesis gets a double, sweeping things up. 5 seconds left in the team kill. It ain't even gonna matter. Newberry finds a way to defend it. 1 point, 87.9 meters, and the Pioneers are stopped in their tracks.
And it was just over and over again. It was kind of the same principles as a Nanoblade comp, right? You just keep on poking away at the team until you get that meat grinder available from Omni and Depressus. You let it go, and you hope that you win a fight off of it. That kind of combination, much like a Nanoblade, I think it needs to be knocked into Overwatch players' heads that you gotta play it like you're playing against a Nanoblade comp, in which you have to have a plan to counter that meat grinder, and then you also have to have a plan B and a plan C, because if you don't, it is going to immediately force you to lose that team fight. And we saw it over and over again from Alfred State. They made the swap over to the double flex support compositions, but because of that, they had no real ability to counter that Kiriko Kitsune Rush and Whole Hog combo, and they just lost out for it over and over again.
Yeah, and I mean, for Alfred State, now they're deciding on the defensive side. They want to stick with the Orisa. Meanwhile, they pull up the Ashen said Psychic may want to match up with Nemesis on the Junkrat. At least that's what they're assuming right now. But does Newberry want to pull out the Bastion? This would be an interesting pick.
It would be an interesting pick. I will say that the tank form is definitely pretty strong if you're managed to use it correctly with the rest of the team. But yeah, that sounds about right. Nemesis swaps over to the Soldier 76. It's going to try and play a bit of the long game this time around as Newberry starts off their attack. They're really looking for a hook from Depressus, but nice sleep forces that Roadhog in a lot of trouble early.
Is it so hard to ask for a Bastion for 1 game? For 1 round?
This is the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to be getting it this time.
Maybe not in the playoffs, but certainly maybe in the regular season next semester. I mean, who knows at this point? But Nemesis able to get a kill onto Barbarito, which means Newberry has a way to get in. Psychic does take down Avery in the meanwhile, though, so it's a trade-off 1-for-1. However, Depressus is just going to go right in their backline, but a good save. And Depressus is also bionated. The Suzu doesn't come in time, and so Psychic able to take down Depressus, meaning the answer for Newberry to push in just falls right off, and they're backing right up against it.
Elixir doing a pretty good job there with a nice sleeps onto Depressus, making the Roadhog's life extremely difficult. And Depressus actually concedes, says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move over to Zarya now. But that's going to almost reset all of that ult charge. Meanwhile, Alfred State has the Nano, is about to have the Riptire as well. If they play aggressively off of these ults, they should be in a very strong position.
Pioneers having 3 of those ultimates, like you were saying. Newberry, though, coming up on 3 as well. Depressus, Zarya now able to take down Barbarito, so a push in for Newberry possible. Terra Surge is also out. The Nano Boost out at the same time. The Bionade is big. That's 3 people inside of the Bionade. Run for your lives if you're Newberry here, because Alfred State has the advantage. Now the Kitsune Rushes will collide. The Nano Boost plus the Tactic Visor slaps No chance at that. However, it's not even going to matter with Newberry coming in, getting 2 kills already. The Kiriko and the Ana the left alive, and that will do it for Newberry's push here. Newberry will get the point and add 2.5 to push it 87 meters.
That was incredibly impressive from Newberry. Alfred State, they commit both of their support ultimates, and they go in, I think they got 1 kill in that fight, but they just backed up. They didn't let themselves get taken out, and then they went for a counterattack with their own Kiriko Rush to massive effect.
Graviton Surge is used, and that's going to be right on to Psychic, who gets the presses, but is traded out right away. So Graviton Surge gone. Snapnir now on the Reinhardt here. They decide to try to keep fighting this, but I mean, it was a really one-for-one stall fight, and now they have Nemesis. Oh boy, that's a little bit of a backup situation here if you're Newberry.
Alfred State are pretty certainly going to win this fight, but they are not out of the woods yet by a long shot. It is almost 4 minutes on the clock, and with how far the cart has already moved, you have one fight would take you pretty much all the way up to that golden box of victory, and Nemesis on that Widowmaker takes out what is the closest thing Alfred State has to an opposing number.
Well, and now there's 2 opposing numbers gone because there's the overclock being used by Avery to take down a second here in the final 15 meters of play. This could be it for Newberry's push, because they would need to get to the golden box of victory in 5 meters. Charging right in, the presses is charged for the final 2 meters. Somebody's got to touch. The Reinhardt is there, is going to try to do what they can as they are now to boost it. Almost has the Earth Shatter available. Half a meter left to go. Use the Earth Shatter, but 0.01 meters, nobody else touches. Alfred moves off the point, and Newberry's going to claim it, and they go up 2-0 in the series.
I mean, I can't blame Snafnir there. You had the Ana at half health sitting right in front of you, and the rest of your team was dead. It's not like you were going to be living much longer anyways, but man, that really does suck to just get tunnel visioned in on a potential shattered target and end up giving that last couple of meters. And once again, Alfred State, who I must remind you was the higher seed going into this game, has been pretty stumped by Newberry's flexible approach to the current meta.
Yeah, the current meta just, I guess, stumping what would be these teams, or what would be Alfred State, because right now, I mean, we looked at all the way back, the midseason patch pretty much changes a lot of things. So I guess Alfred State looking like an entirely different team, or Newberry rather, looking like an entirely new team, and a team that's 1 win away now from the next match in to the bracket, again, taking on either Stevenson or Army West Point. So for right now, I guess that midseason match changed a lot of things. We will see what Alfred State will do as Newberry approaches map point, but coming into the next map here, Escort is out. So if you take a look at the map pool, Circuit Royale, Dorado, Junkertown, Route 66, Gibraltar. So yes, Junkertown back in the rotation after the midseason patch was put back in to rotation here for all players actually. So for right now, Newberry does get the ban. Alfred gets the pick. But I mean, really, match point, the way that Alfred, or the way that Newberry's depth is running, and the way that they're being able to flex, I'm not too sure if there's a correct map pick here for Alfred State, if there is one.
I think Alfred State have reached the point. They're down 0-2. It's just a matter of picking the map that you feel like you're the most comfortable with, finding a plan that you feel good about, and trying to execute it to the best of your ability. I had the same pegged as maybe like a meta one-trick team when we were in the first map. I don't think that's as true anymore after seeing how they approached Eichenwald. They actually went for a lot of different approaches and several different kinds of compositions. It's just none of it really ended up working. Newberry always seemed to have the answer. They always seemed to have the stronger composition, and they were always able to come up with those clutch picks when they needed to. So I think Alfred State, they really just gotta go for the map that suits them the best and hope they can start putting together a reverse sweep. Because again, we are up against the wall here. It is playoffs, and if Alfred can't pull off the reverse sweep, their season will unfortunately end in this game.
Yeah, the season ends again. It's playoff time, so a loss here. No double elimination bracket with 60 teams, so it's single elimination all the way through. Lose here, and you are out. So for right now, Alfred State sitting on that 0-2 right now, and Newberry on match point. Looking at the things going on inside, internally right now, it looks like Junkertown is banned, so that map is out. But Alfred State is going to go ahead and pick Dorado as their escort map coming up here in a little while, in a couple of moments when teams are ready. So they'll pick sides. I think Newberry probably going to decide to play defense one more time here. Yeah. But again, Dorado, the next map.
And I think Dorado maybe goes a little bit more towards what we kind of saw initially from Alfred State, where they were playing a lot of the Winston-based compositions, a lot of the dive-based meta that we've been seeing a little bit at the higher levels. I think that is probably where Alfred's heads are at. They tried playing the Winston at the very start. They got blown up by Junkrat immediately and got taken off of it. They think that maybe with all of the high ground, the mid-range high ground that Dorado offers, you could really take advantage of a composition that can just slam themselves onto a high ground and try and tear apart a potential shield comp that's been sitting up there. So I'll just say double shield. That's not possible anymore.
Well, I mean,
so
it's
just
possible.
just
I mean, if you throw out a Brigida and I mean, if a Brigida plus a shield, I mean, technically it's double shield. I mean, in a way.
Those two shields put together have about the power of one shield in Overwatch 1. It's been nerfed a lot.
No, but imagine if it was the I mean, if anybody remembers the Overwatch 2 trailer, right? Imagine the Reinhardt and the Brigida shield coming together, right? Imagine how much health would that shield have?
I don't want to think about it. No, thank you. I'm perfectly happy moving away from those times. I'm sorry I even brought it up.
No, the double shield plus the Bastion, and what if there was a Sojourner in the double shield as well? I mean, hey, could have wreaked havoc a little bit, but let's take a look at the defensive side. 7 seconds left. Newberry pulling out what appears to be a Genji here on the defensive side. Meanwhile, Alfred State looking a little more to the long sight lines with the Sojourner plus the Hanzo. So the Shimada brothers are going to face off against each other. Everybody else is a mirror.
Both these teams are going to be playing pretty slow to start off. You don't really have many movement-based characters that'll let you take space quickly like a Lucio, so you're really looking for your DPS and your Roadhogs to try and get picks off with the shots, with the hooks. You're really looking for that one-shot potential, just like that on the Barbarito.
Yep, and to press this with the hook right across the way, takes down Barbarito. Psychic falling also low, and nowhere near a Suzu. So in the meantime, Avery just catches Artix out in the open, and this Roadhog oh so low, even with Take a Breather gone. That's going to be Nemesis diving right in, and Nemesis has been a threat all game long. Newberry backs them up.
Yeah, beautifully done there from Newberry on that initial fight, and we see Alfred State go right back over to what I was talking about before, the Winston composition. They tried the Roadhog, didn't quite work. They're going to make a quick adjustment and try and take advantage and get on these people on the high grounds, and Avery immediately pays the price.
Yeah, and so it might pull off for them right now. That's both of the DPS is gone. You have Snapnir slept, which is good, but is it going to be good enough? You've only got your 2 supports left to go here. The Kiriko in oh so much trouble, can only teleport so far for that. We'll back them up for now, but now Barbarito's just going to take the shot onto Taco. Omni's gone as well, so that's a huge stagger if you're Alfred State as well. That's both the supports gone as the payload moves on.
Yeah, getting kind of close to the end of point A here. One more fight win will probably get you there, but Newberry's coming up very close to that Nano. You can put that on to depress us and make that Roadhog a real raid boss.
Well, there's the cleanse, there's the Bionade out from either side, so 1 meter, and they're not even going to touch. They deny them any entry, plus the Dragon Strike is out as well. There is an out-of-boosted Roadhog, but this might go all for naught anyways because Psychic does go down, but again, they capture the point, so the doors open up. Depress is in a lot of trouble here. He's going to be able to back off, but now it's either a hold them here or back up.
I mean, Depressus got nanoed there. Newberry were planning to go in, but it was actually a clutch sleep from Arctic, stopped the Roadhog's advance and got that last couple of meters to that first point. So a beautiful play from the Ana player on Alfred State. Opens things up to continue pushing onto the advantage with the Nano Blade.
The Kitsune Rush is out, decides not to use the whole hog for right now. The Meat Grinder's out, not out, but what a great hook onto the headshot of Blixer. And this is going to be Depressus now using the whole hog. Doesn't matter. Team kill coming out for Newberry. So yes, holding them right under the archway. We're getting a little bit of deja vu back from Eichenwald.
I mean, at this point, Alfred State, they still don't really have a great answer to that combination. So you just kind of got to take the loss. Don't use any ultimates of your own and go back in for the next one. And actually, really nicely done. I don't know if they sniffed out Nemesis or were just anticipating the flank Death Blossom. They take a really nice side angle to bypass it completely.
There's a nano boosted Psychic here. Has the blade out, but can he find anything is the question. Does not have a Wraith form, doesn't matter. Nemesis, it does go off on the meantime, so Psychic finds one, technically speaking. Depress is able to take down Psychic in the backline, so a 2-on-1 trade. Omni down, though, is not a good sign for Newberry, but I mean for Alfred State. However, Newberry does back them up just a little bit, but Alfred State able to advance on at least the payload just a little bit further.
Yep, they continue pushing forward, but they used a lot of their tools there. The Nano Blade was able to get them the initial fight win, but now can they get the value out of that Kitsune rush that Newberry's been able to consistently get out of Omni?
Avery's got the headshot onto Barbarito to start a good advancement push here if you're Newberry right now, because you want to try to make sure that maybe two of the healers are gone. Omni gone as one out from Newberry, but it's traded out as a tank and a healer gone, and so Newberry pushes them back all the way up, depresses with 3, and stares him down. Alfred State backing up again.
And that has allowed Newberry to get into a very powerful position indeed. And 3 ultimates available right now. Depresses only a little bit away from the whole hog, and Omni just a little bit further from that Kitsune rush. They're in such a strong position. As long as they can survive this initial dive from the Winston, and they do a great job. Well, they did do a great job until All Night Taco ends up getting taken out. That's going to make things a lot more difficult. But here comes a flank Death Blossom. I don't think anyone's looking at Nemesis right now.
Yeah, but you might not even need to use it here. Avery's got 2 on the overclock already. Both headshots onto Blixer and Bomberito. Meanwhile, Arctic's in a whole lot of trouble here down in the back line, but Omni does go down as traded out. Another whole hog coming out here. Avery gets a 3rd with the railgun, and this is going to be an all for not. Oh, what a dash on from Psychic, but it's still not going to be enough. Newberry shuts the door on them yet again.
So All Night Taco got taken out early. Nemesis was way off on his own going for a flank Death Blossom. That means Newberry just won a 3v5.
Yep.
That is actually insane. But I would have to say Omni did a great job making sure that Depressus was able to stay alive, continue that raid boss nature of what Roadhog is currently. Almost impossible to take down when you've got 2 supports pocketing that tank. Newberry's still very strong position with 3 ultimates. Alfred State coming up on that Nano Blade combo, though.
Well, they have the Death Blossom still available. Nemesis has yet to use it here in about 2 or 3 fights now. With a minute left, and rather holding on to this very well. You really didn't have to need to use it so far. Barbarito will back off. Kitsune Rush is used at the same time. Psychic able to dash right onto that, though, and takes down Omni, but is traded out yet again. So Psychic really going 1 for 1 in a lot of these fights with less than a minute left to go. Now Newberry wants to push them all the way to the side, and Blixer's all by themselves here, so Newberry's got a chance to pull this off right now. Nemesis still has the Death Blossom, waiting to use it on a prime opportunity, and doesn't even need to use it thus far. Takes care of Snapnir, and that's going to be another fight. 30 seconds on the clock.
The fact that Newberry ended up using the Kitsune rush there, though, I think is very impactful. Now Alfred State knows they don't have to deal with that when it comes to this next Nano Blade coming up, and it could not come soon enough for Alfred State. 10 seconds left on the clock. This is the last chance. Barbarito has also swapped over to the Widowmaker. One headshot could completely change the trajectory of this fight.
Oh, Avery giving him a show right now, and Avery gets the headshot kill, wins the battle on the back end. Meanwhile, Psychic brings out the blade. Is this going to find anything, though, is the question. It doesn't, because he was just slashing away their Roadhog right now. Nemesis using that Death Blossom gets Arctics. That defense matrix goes all for nothing when your healer does go down. Nemesis wants more blood to happen, gets a second. Depressus gets 2 of their own. Their overtime clock will bleed out, and Alfred State stopped at 1 point again. Very close meterage as well. Back on Eichenwald got 87 meters. Alfred State stopped this time around at 84.
Okay, first off, I want to say Psychic, I get it. I understand that when you're playing Genji and when you use a Nano Blade, your mind goes blank for a second, and you're like, I gotta find someone, I gotta kill him, I gotta kill him, I gotta kill whoever comes on my screen first. If the first person that comes on your screen is a Roadhog, turn the other way, look for someone else, because you are just wasting your time and your slashes. As we saw right there, that entire Nano Blade that Alfred State built their composition around went to waste because you had a Roadhog that has like 1,000 effective HP when you add in the damage mitigation and healing from that Take a Breather. It's just not worth it, man. Turn around. So really unfortunate there for Alfred State after using up all of that. It was a nano boosted up Death Blossom from the other side from Nemesis that ends up doing the final blow for Alfred State, and It now all comes down to this defense, Klitschke. Alfred State have to do better on the defense than Newberry did, or they will go out of the playoffs in round 1. Fairly disappointing considering they are, of course, the higher seed.
Yeah, and right now, number 39 not looking too grand, but needing to win this map out, needing to defend 1 point and 84.12 meters on the board. Meanwhile, Newberry took that. They'd had a good couple of fights there for Alfred State, but not good enough to hold down a 2-1 victory back on Eichenwald. So will we see something similar, or will Alfred State be able to pull this to map number 4? Doors unlock, and we're underway here. And Newberry, here comes Nemesis with the Widowmaker. Can they find any headshots on the jump shot? Not going to happen for right now, but opts to stay on it so far, and nothing really big has happened. And Snapnir on that Reinhardt deciding to stay up on the upper ground right now. Nemesis going to try for a jump shot yet again, but Avery able to take care of Psychic, who not on the Genji, now on the Soldier. And here a lot of free space being given up because Avery's hitting a lot of shots now. You know you don't want to give up that sight line, so they get it underneath the plaza for right now.
Yep, slowly but surely pushing forward, and here's a bit of a creative sightline here from Nemesis. This is fun. That's a crazy. I wonder what Reddit he got that angle off of. But unfortunately, Alfred State plays so far back, you don't really get any good heads to try and shoot at. Forced to drop back, but that was a fun little moment we caught on stream there.
It's a great spot. I feel like knowing my friend group, we're gonna go back into the stream later, watch it, and see where we can get, if we ever get Dorado again and go up to that point. In the meanwhile, though, Psychic able to take down All Night Taco, which is a good play here, but that's not until Avery gets 2 of their own here. Doesn't even need the whole hog to try to play this out in the Kitsune Rush. Avery gets 3. It's a cleanup here for Alfred State as Newberry pushes in now into the plaza.
Yeah, this is going to be tough now, especially with the positions that Avery and Depressus are going to be able to take. It's going to be very difficult for Alfred State to be able to push back in time for the first point to be taken. But if Alfred State can get in time, they will have the visor from Bob Burrito, and Snapgear is coming up very close to the Shatter. You have no shields on the other side to block that.
You have a whole hog that's going to take care of that right away, though. You've got 2 on Depressus, plus a little bit more. Does run out of it, but still a 2-on-1 trade, making a 3-on-1 trade. Tac Visor does not even matter. Barbarito pops it, but Depressus pops them right back. Blixer on the DPS more just a little bit here. Gets 2 kills of their own, and it's a Roadhog and a Lucio. It's a Roadhog versus a Lucio and a Moira. Unfortunately, right now in this case, the Roadhog is winning the fight, but they're defending this point like their lives depend on it. And yes, it is their lives depending on it because it's their match lives depending on this right now. A minute 30 on the clock here. They're still holding on. And now the Earthshatter out, like you were saying, no shields block it, so that gets down 2. And that's the goal signal for Alfred State to come in. The Pioneers are pushing right in, and a 2-for-2 trade, not too shabby here.
Blixer absolutely just saved Alfred State there. Gets into the back line, does a little bit of DPS Moira-ing, and deletes the back line of Newberry. Both supports went down in that moment, and was able to buy Alfred State enough time for Snapgear to get in and get that final Shatter. So now, all of a sudden, Newberry down to just about a minute on the clock, and they still haven't taken point A. It is crucial that they're able to get a couple picks off with this overclock from Avery and get it over the line right now.
Overclock is out for Avery. This has found multiple kills last time. The sound barrier out from Alfred State to try to counter run a little bit of the damage. The Kitsune Rush, the Transcendence used simultaneously here for Newberry to see if they can find a way to win some fights. Arctic goes down, Snapnir goes down. A 2-on-1 trade. Nemesis in the backline does go down. Now Psychic has the overclock. It's not even going to matter. Depressus is out with a whole hog yet again. This is final fight territory here for Newberry, but they're going to get a second spring of life as they add 2.5 to the bank.
Ooh. Really scary for Newberry there. They had to use absolutely everything just to ensure they could get that time extension, but they've given themselves a shot. 2.5 minutes about to go 85 meters and get themselves a match victory. That being said, they are behind on the ult bank right now. Alfred State has the tactical visor already, and they've gotten the first pick onto Avery. That is crucial.
Well, that's big, but Nemesis finds a kill right back. So a DPS for a DPS here. The card still advances on into the final 50 meters left remaining in this game, or rather in this match necessarily here. Tries for the jump shot, won't find anything. I mean, but they're still spread out here, and wow, that Soldier in a lid, almost a little bit on the wrong side of the wall, but Nemesis shoots the dome off the Psychic, and this is going to be a little bit more of a free push unless Alfred State wants to contest this right now. This might be their last contest if they try.
Yeah, Snapdeer is going to go down. It's just going to be stagger after stagger right now. Bob Burrito tries to run away, but you can't run from the hook. Depressus is the raid boss of legends. Roadhog, when you play him well, you just cannot not die.
Oh, an Artix goes down at the same time too, so your Lucio's gone here. 4-on-5 situation. Newberry looking for the Brum. Taco gets the kill onto Psychic as well. Last chance territory here for Alfred State to make anything happen. It is only Snapdeer left to go on the point. Does get hooked and Depressus off on the raid boss mode yet again. In the final 7 meters, can anything miraculous happen? 1 meter left to go. The Broom out of the closet, and the number 39 seed takes down the number 26. Alfred State goes down. The Wolves march on in the playoffs.
What a well-played game there from Newberry. Definitely underestimated going into it, but I'm not going to underestimate this team again. They played so many different comps today, Clutch Key, and they played so well on all of them. No matter what Alfred State tried, they were stumped by whatever Newberry took out of them because they just played it at a higher level. I know they're most likely going to be going up against the number 7 seed up next, but if Stevenson is watching, they are in for a treat, I think, in the second round. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one going on right now. Starting at about 26 minutes ago, the number 7 seed Stevenson Mustangs taking on the Army West Point Gold team. So the Knights and the Mustangs going underway right now. But the winner of that one, we know who their opponent is going to be. Number 39 Newberry College advancing on a 3-0 sweep. 2-0 on Lijiang Tower, 2-1 on Eichenwald, and you just saw a 2-1 on Dorado. We will take a short break. See if we can get an interview on here in a little while from the winning team of Newberry College. The Wolves advance on 3-0. We'll be right back.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
What will you like today?
Welcome back, everybody, inside of the booth. Clutch King alongside Dividing. Just watched a 3-0 sweep for Newberry College, number 39 seed, defeating the number 26 seed of Alfred State. The Pioneers go down and now out of the playoffs. But advancing on is Newberry, and joining us from the Wolves team is Avery, who joins us here playing DPS on their side. So, Avery, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Yeah, good. And what a win for you guys there in the playoffs. You guys get your win here in the playoffs. And what is the team mentality knowing that you guys get to play another match coming up soon?
We're pretty optimistic. I mean, we started off as a pretty low seed, but we always knew our potential was pretty high. We just had a lot of like weird roster changes and whatnot. The transition to Overwatch 2, some players getting back into the gist of the game and whatnot. We're looking a lot better than our seeding looks, and this game, if anything, just reassures our scrim results, honestly. Like, we've been doing pretty good in scrims recently, and it's showing, so I'm proud of my team.
Yeah, super awesome when the scrims and the work you put in really comes through on game day. It really showed, especially considering you guys were very flexible today, playing a whole bunch of different compositions, especially since the recent balance patch came out. A lot of teams have been really trying to commit themselves to one comp in particular. Can you take me through your guys' philosophy and why you guys have decided to be a bit more freeform with it?
Our team kind of has a philosophy where like we feel as though the most important part of success is to actually like have fun. I mean, like, you're not gonna have fun or not do well in a video game if you're not having fun, right? So some of our players are flexible. I mean, they enjoy some off-meta characters, and we play in a team system where we know how to set each other up pretty well, I feel like. So us pulling out these wonky picks that like we know how to work with each other with is really good, especially like for just teammate like opponents. Like, it's just a random curveball. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really prepare for certain comps that you play against when you're scrimming. So it really just puts like their adaptability on the test. And if it doesn't work, then we switch back. But sometimes it catches them off guard, and that's how we win some maps,
Yeah, it worked out beautifully for you guys today. But looking forward to the future, we don't yet have the result of the game that's going to be determining your opponents in round 2. But unless there is a massive upset by Army West Point, it is most likely going to be the number 7 seed Stevenson going up in the next round. How are you guys feeling knowing that you're most likely going to be playing a very highly seeded opponent next?
We're going to be preparing for sure. I don't really think ranking means too much in a team setting. Some of our players might not be as high ranked, but I feel as though our team chemistry and how we play together is kind of higher than our individual ranks, and it kind of shows in the game once again. So I don't really think there's going to be much of a challenge. It's going to obviously be a closer game since they are so highly seeded, but I'm confident.
And again, Avery joining us from the Newberry Wolves side, again winning 3-0 over Alfred State College, knocking out the number 26 seed, advancing on to play either, like we were saying, either Stevenson, the Mustangs, or Army West Point, the Knights, in action right now. And for one last question here, in about 6 days from now, we will see a little bit of a change. So next week, maybe a little bit different, although probably this character probably won't be in the pool considering he's very new. But I want to know from a player's perspective, what do you think about the new tank Ramatra coming up?
He looks like he's gonna be a lot of fun. I feel like he's either gonna be really, really good or not good at all, and I'm hoping he's not too good because I feel like tank metas are kind of really oppressive usually, and especially in Overwatch 2, we haven't really seen like we've seen Junker Queen, and you've seen what she did to the game, where literally if you didn't run Junker Queen, you were just throwing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want that to happen again. Like, if they do a good job balancing it, good job. But like with the new characters that have been coming out, I'm just kind of nervous because we're gonna see so many like it's just a new meta. It's just not going to be that fun, honestly.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens then. But for right now, you guys are advancing on with what you guys are running. And hey, as flexible as you are, that may work out for you guys in the future. So again, Avery, hopefully, congratulations on your guys' victory, and good luck in the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you.
And that was Avery, again, from the Newberry College Wolves, winning 3-0. Lijiang Tower 2-0. Eichenwald 2-1. Dorado 2-1 as well. But a good job overall from Newberry College. And advancing on, again, to either play, or to most likely, we were saying, again, most likely playing a team of Stevenson. Number 7 overall, and especially a 93 seed, is still a very high seed. But Newberry looking pretty good to try to upset that number 7.
Yeah, they're going to have a tough road ahead of them, but they've gotten themselves off on the right foot here to start off this playoffs, and that's really all you can ask for. Like I said at the start of the broadcast, all that really matters at this point is that you've gotten yourself a seat at the table. You have a path, however slim, to get to the end, and that's all that Newberry needs.
Yeah, and Newberry again. We'll see if they can advance on past the number 7, or most likely the number 7 again. We don't have any updates on that just yet, but we'll see how far they can march on. Want to thank everybody inside of the broadcast. Thank you to Leighton, to Hiro, as well as Cool Scoots on the production side. To you, my friend, once again, fun as always when we do these casts together. Coming up, by the way, last stream for tonight. Meanwhile, on Friday, League of Legends for the ECAC side, so you don't want to miss the playoffs happening for League of Legends coming up on Friday. For everybody here for ECAC, thanks for watching, and take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Another Cloud 2 classic.
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big. Foes that's